Hey fellas, technical issues are still kind of grinding my gears, but thankfully I managed to bring you another Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra Adventures vlog, this time on episode 67, Real Life Inquire Within. 24 days to get through 24 episodes, so let's get started. After her breakfast and a little bit of a bonding with Poiple, Ash heads off not to the Pokemon Academy, but rather to the Pokemon Center for the daily work experience. Which is actually kind of a neat idea, and even though they changed a little bit about where the center is located from the game, name in because in the game it's actually situated in a different spot, basically right next to the Pokemon Academy, but in the show it's actually a bit further, and there's also a bit of a skiff with Team Skull, but unfortunately a Zip's Garbodor is clawed and drains a bit of a stank. Remember that. That stank will be important later, man. And it also turns out that Nurse Joy is under the weather, but at least she's making sure to wear a mask, and all things considered, amazing how this situation can do to your perception. But anyway, while she's under the weather, just a cold thankfully, the other students once will do the work experience moreover by helping out the center in her stead. This also leads to a slight mix-up with the uniforms. Before Kiel and Sophocles find the male nurse uniforms, Ash ends up putting on a female one, and with a little bit of blush and Rotom's detective wig. Hig. I still submit he makes a shockingly good lady before he changes into the male uniform, all things considered. I'm just still surprised by that. And so they had to help not only the other Pokemon that come in the center, but also the people all coming there looking for help. I actually kind of like how some of the people that actually come in the door actually based on actual training classes from the games. Games with some of them resembling like the Travelers and the Beauty training class in this version. All these variations of them. So I definitely like that little kind of detail. Of course, not only does Zanella bring a goodie basket to help lift the spirits of Joy. It turns out that Zip is just loitering around the center until Ash actually has to basically pull him in the door just to let them treat his Garbodor. Even if they are thugs that probably play a lot too much San Andreas as when they were younger, they definitely still need help to take care of Garbodor's stank. And it turns out not that Joy is able to help given how apparently they actually end up getting giant Q-tips like I just ended up having to clean some of my older games to clean the blockage out of Garbodor's fingers, which results in the gunk being cleaned out and making a mess all over the center. I also never noticed this when they initially introduced that monster, but it turns out that this form is actually has a lot of similarities with Hedorah, the small monster from the Godzilla franchise, especially in the case of its Gigantamax form, which I'll get to that at another time. Maybe when I look at the fourth volume of Journeys. He's on Netflix, but apparently the Saint Anne did finally come back, and it's in that form. Wow, guys, that's dark, man, dark. It turns out that not only is the other Joy from McCall Island, the one that's around Melamele Island, and had a good rest, and now she's okay. So this was a very silly episode, especially with all the photographs of the day, but I had a lot of fun talking about it. So I definitely enjoyed how this episode how it actually makes use of concept. I mean, have to have in hand. Like, it's definitely not the first episode where Nurse Joy's been incapacitated, had hated, and the other characters have to help out this in her stead, which is definitely typically an easier plot line than the initial one they came up with in Indigo League. I mean, might be why they didn't do it anymore. Well, that, and even though I don't feel as strongly about the character as some people do, I still think I will at least give them halfway and say that his demeanor violates close to every single whole doctor-patient confidentiality in the book. But be as it may, still have 23 more episodes I'd like to talk about with you all. So I would definitely would like to keep going with those as best I can, and hopefully finally get going with my special review I want to do earlier this week before all the bugs start happening. Nothing too serious, but hopefully it'll be cleared up soon. Just to wait and see what it is, and I will talk to you all later.